Briefly, if you can explain what MGTOW is, men going their own way. What is that?
When you look at make it tough community, as I see it, it's more like men that had enough with women in general. It could be men that have suffered multiple women that have cheated on them, or they have been just. It could be a little bit of a black pill movement as well. Like, oh, no girls like me; they're rude to me, so screw them. I go my own way. I accept the fact that I don't need a woman at all in my life, so I'm going to adapt my lifestyle of not being with women at all. And I find that very sad because most of the time when I'm meeting people that have that kind of mindset, I can see that the fundamental reason why they have that kind of mindset is because of empathy or lack of empathy, basically. They just don't understand people in general. And if
Right.
they don't understand people in general in the empathetic basis, then they the women will not understand them either, and bad things happen. So that is
Yeah.
basically the MGTOW.
I can understand it's unfortunate, is what I would say. And what it comes down to is that I think a lot of people, it's not just men, but if you're running into a bunch of dead ends with any of your pursuits, eventually there is that choice to just throw your hands up and go, I quit. And it sounds like kind of what they're doing to a certain degree in order to, not set themselves up for failure because they feel as though they failed a lot, and also have more control. I think because that's the tough part. That's such a tough part about relationships in general, is you take a leap of faith with someone. You get vulnerable, you give them your heart, and that's why it does need to feel safe. But if that's been betrayed, or if maybe the guys are maybe just not conditioned or taught ways that women are drawn to them, I can understand that feeling. I like to use the word challenge, where I would challenge anyone feeling as though that's the case, that, like, you know what, take your time if you've been heartbroken or whatever it is. But part of the great challenge and strength as a man is standing up and taking another swing at it, and hoping to be better next time, because it is worth it. And then so talk a little bit about the Andrew Tate community, if you know a lot about it. I don't know if you do, but that, I know that is a specific mindset. He got very popular, kind of catering to a certain type of blustering. I mean, it definitely feels in line with, it's like it's a descendant of that kind of mystery method, the game type of mentality to a certain degree, right? Or what do you think about that?
Now I'm going to be, also, I don't know Andrew Tate methodology that much. I do
Okay.
know that he's part of Manosphere, and they are basically all in for, building yourself up as a man, really.
Mhm.
And they are trying also to give men some fact that beautiful women are something that we men really can't compete with unless we're going to have a lot of things going on for us. We have to be successful businessmen. We have to take care of ourselves, going to the gym every day, being ripped, and we need to be like a stud. Basically, we are just going to put a lot of different kind of variables in order to match her sexual market value. So
Sure.
we
Well,
have to
yeah.
do a lot of things to match her sexual market value, even though it's not really the same. We have to get there. But if you're not getting there, I mean, you're screwed, man. You forget
Right.
about the beautiful women. You have to settle for less, basically. That's it. And that is something that I believe is a lot of crap. I just know it. I just know it. I'm confident enough to say that all of it is crap, basically. Maybe there are some good points that they are saying, but I mean, it's almost like saying that, oh, you know what? I want to test drive a lot of people without driving license and see how good they are driving. I mean, what kind of result do you get? You see what I mean? You cannot take anything with it, and you cannot analyze anything with it. There is no substance into it. And why is that? Why is that? Because we know already what bonds, if we're going to say women with a guy, we can see what matters when it comes to attraction and bonding, when it comes to women looking at a certain person. We know that if we can get the person to talk about himself in a way that matters, all those beautiful chemical reactions in the brain do spikes to the maximum, and there is no substitute to that.
Right.
There is no substitute, Brad. And it's not like I woke up and I'm guessing. I'm talking about a very solid study from Harvard University. Everybody knows what Harvard is, yes? It's like one of the leading university in the field of communication as well. They have a huge social cognitive lab that they are researching a lot of things, and that was one of the heavier research they made.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And what's interesting about a lot of what you're saying is there's so much relationship advice TikTok out there, but so much of it does kind of, from the woman's perspective, hinge on if they feel safe, if they're having a good time, and they feel as though they are sharing and talking about themselves. And in a way, without learning this from someone like yourself or even a book or something like that, I eventually learned that I love dates when I am just diving straight into this person's entire life and their existence and what they like and because I have a reverence for every person I talk to. And so, you know, there's almost a greater humanity that you're kind of tapping into. And that makes it more fun than what can I say to get this woman to fuck me? Because that is an energy that is easily read by them. Women 1,000 times over through my research, through the videos that I make and the women that I talk to, the number one thing about all of this is that they're just tired of guys only looking at them like someone that they want to fuck. They don't want to be an object anymore. They just want a break from it. After a while, it would be so nice if someone was not always trying to have sex with them. I think for a lot of us, that's a tough thing to shake, and it still bleeds into, it's still the motivation for mating and courtship and dating and everything. But if you can not make it that sole focus and not make it the thing that's right in front of your eyes at all points, if you can set that aside and go, okay, let's push aside the I want to have sex with this person idea for a second. I want them to tell me about the funniest story from high school or something like that, and you can just enjoy that. And I understand that that's a learned behavior, and people like you are helping guys tap into that for themselves. So I appreciated that you reached out after checking out my videos and kind of.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, well, you're giving me perspective on folks who are trying to do that service for men in a way that's not as gamified, as is much more empathetic.